Hey guys, looking for new beat-em-up games? Then you've come to the right place. So, without further ado, let's start the list with Acts of Blood, a third-person action beat-em-up game developed by Excel Game Studio. Set in the city of Bandung, Indonesia, the game features brutal and fast-paced melee combat with parkour elements and destructible environments. The game contains mature themes with graphic depictions of violence, including blood, gore, and dismemberment, which are integral parts of the gameplay experience and story. Players can switch between melee weapons, bats, knives, and firearms, pistols, rifles, allowing for different tactical approaches, such as brutal knockouts and precise shots with bloody headshots. Confirmed for PC, Windows 10 or higher via Steam. There are plans for a PS5 and Xbox release, but this depends on funding for portability. Spine is an upcoming single-player action game that has generated a lot of anticipation, especially for its aesthetic inspired by gun fu films, choreographed firearm combat like in John Wick. The game is set in a dystopian cyberpunk world. You play as Redline, a rebellious street artist. She teams up with a sentient combat implant called Spine, which is implanted in her spine and grants her enhanced combat abilities, especially in gun fu. Together, they challenge an autocratic AI regime known as Tensor in search of Redline's captured brother. The narrative promises to be gritty and unfolds as Redline and Spine face street gangsters, mob bosses, and trained assassins. The main focus is on close-range gunfights combined with choreographed movements, acrobatics, and parkour. The idea is to make the player feel like the protagonist of a high-budget action movie.
Inadequately optimistic.
Piece of cake.
It's starting to rain. Don't get your guns wet.
Justice Department, down on the ground, don't move!
Come at me, creep. Come on!
Don't damage your spine. That's an order.
Amateurs. Let's welcome them properly.
Underling Uprising is a beat-em-up fighting game with graphics reminiscent of 90s cartoons. Players control the Underlings, a group of scientifically enhanced experiments, each with unique powers. The game stands out for its fast-paced gameplay, allowing all characters to run freely. The core mechanic revolves around frantic combat against various enemies. The inspiration from 90s cartoons is evident in the visual style and the dynamics of the fights. The game features a diverse cast of 4 characters, each with special abilities, allowing for different combat strategies. The ability to constantly run ensures a fluid and dynamic action experience. The Underlings, the game's protagonists, seek revenge against their former captor, Dr. Baldrick, a villain described as maniacal. Specific plot details have not yet been fully revealed, but the quest for revenge is the main driving force of the narrative. Detained, Too Good for School is a 2D action RPG in development by OTK Games and published by Thermite Games. It describes itself as a delinquent high school simulator. The game is currently in early access on Steam, with a full release planned for 2025. You take on the role of a delinquent high school girl released after 6 months in a juvenile detention facility. The goal is to avenge the death of her brother, who was murdered by a powerful crime boss in Swinster City. Based on an enhanced version of the Vagrant combat engine, the fights are fast, hard-hitting, and satisfying. You will have over 90 upgradable skills and an arsenal of weapons to collect and customize. If you enjoy action beat-em-ups with freedom of choice, dynamic combat, and an interactive world, Detained Too Good for School could be an interesting title to keep an eye on. Lady Death Demonicron is a side-scrolling beat-em-up fighting game with 15 levels and multiplayer mode, scheduled for release in 2026. Developed and published by Art of Play Interactive, the game promises a nostalgic experience, inspired by 90s arcade classics such as Streets of Rage and Golden Axe, with an industrial metal soundtrack. The story follows Lady Death on her journey to mourn a fallen friend, interrupted by an infernal portal that takes her to various dimensions, from hell to a heavy metal festival with undead creatures. The gameplay involves sword and magic combat, with the possibility of playing in solo or split-screen co-op mode. The game also features multiple choices that affect the unfolding of the story, and consequently the endings. Lady Death Demonicron promises to be a frenetic and fun action game for fans of classic beat-em-up games with a dark fantasy theme and captivating characters. Mad King Redemption is a game being developed by Secret Mission and is scheduled for release in 2025. It stands out as a unique blend of traditional beat-em-up with strong roguelite progression, all set in a 2.5D world with a pixelated graphic style. The game offers the action of a beat-em-up, where you defeat hordes of enemies through careful button mashing, but with the strategic layer of a roguelite. This means that each run is unique with randomized elements, and you need to improve your brotherhood of heroes after each play. There are 4 playable characters, each with their unique combat style, customizable stats that affect gameplay, and detailed backstories to discover. Each hero committed a sin, and also needs redemption. Ghost Vanguard is a beat-em-up fighting game with roguelike elements, scheduled for release in 2026 by Wombo Combo Games. The game stands out for its combination of stylized action with the procedural progression characteristic of roguelikes. The exact release date has not yet been announced, but is expected sometime in 2026. The gameplay focuses on frantic 2D combat, with the player using elegant combos to defeat enemies. The variety of weapons, spells, and relics allows for different playstyles and strategies, adding depth to the experience. Enemies will present diverse attack patterns, ensuring constant challenges. The game world is presented through 2D pixel art, creating a dark fantasy atmosphere. Ghost Vanguard promises a frenetic and challenging action experience, combining the satisfaction of stylish combos with the unpredictability of roguelikes. With its release scheduled for 2026, beat-em-up fans should keep an eye on this title. Space Hunters is a 2D beat-em-up fighting game set in a futuristic universe where money is the most valuable asset. Players control one of 3 space bounty hunters, each with unique abilities and fighting styles. The game stands out for its handcrafted 2D animation, which brings the characters and environments to life with interesting details. The gameplay revolves around intense and action-packed combat, with a wide variety of moves and strikes. Players traverse various planets on their futuristic motorcycles, facing epic criminals and collecting bounties. The progression system is based on accumulating money, essential for advancing in the game. The game features aliens, robots, and other enemies in a dystopian sci-fi environment, with challenges that require strategy and quick reflexes. The game is inspired by classic beat-em-ups like Streets of Rage or Double Dragon, but with a modern sci-fi twist and detailed animations. The retro-futuristic aesthetic and focus on bounty hunters are reminiscent of works like Cowboy Bebop or Metroid.
Space Hunters!
Marvel Cosmic Invasion is a cooperative fighting game that puts players in the role of Marvel heroes in a battle against the Annihilation Wave led by Annihilus. The game takes place in various locations, from New York to the depths of the Negative Zone. The release date is scheduled for 2025. The game is a beat-em-up with a focus on frantic and cooperative combat. The gameplay allows players to team up with friends both locally and online, with an adaptive system that allows players to join and leave during the match. The graphic style is vibrant pixel art, honoring iconic Marvel eras. Marvel Cosmic Invasion promises an action-packed cooperative fighting experience with a cast of iconic Marvel heroes facing a large-scale cosmic threat. The pixel art and adaptive gameplay system suggest a fun and accessible experience for players of all levels. Double Dragon Revive is the latest chapter in the iconic Double Dragon beat-em-up franchise, which defined the side-scrolling action genre since its arcade release in 1987. Double Dragon Revive seeks to revitalize the classic franchise, bringing visual and mechanical modernization while maintaining the essence that made the series legendary. The game features brothers Billy and Jimmy Lee, martial arts masters, in a post-apocalyptic urban adventure where they face dangerous gangs, usually to rescue loved ones, such as Marion, Billy's girlfriend. The title maintains the classic side-scrolling beat-em-up style, but with modern 3D graphics, refined controls, and gameplay that promises to attract both old fans and new players. The game maintains the belt-scroll action genre, where the player advances horizontally facing enemies. The gameplay is simple and intuitive, but with refined controls and balancing for the modern era, overseen by a team with experience in fighting games from Arc System Works. Well, that was the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, God bless you, and see you in the next video.
私が排除します。
さあ行こうぜ。これがそうせ。
Wait, you guys were worried about me? Sorry about that. But I'm an heir to Setsuken, just like my dad. There's no way I'd let these chumps take me down. I think I'll join you. The more the merrier, right? Here I come!
Stand in my way and you'll regret it. I will end this. No one shall misuse it under my watch. Fast as the wind. Strong as lightning. Face lightning's judgment!